Do me a favor, family. Hit the link in the description box. Purchase your very own new era viral hip-hop news hat. Like I said, the link will be in the description box right now. Don't wait. Don't miss out. Grab the hottest thing popping right now. The viral hip-hop news hats available in the link in the description box. Grab yours right now.
Welcome to another episode of the Uncensored Truth Podcast. I'm your brother, Olga, from Hip Hop News Uncensored. And sitting across from me is my co-host.
What it do? What's good? It's your brother, Sam Matt, Viral Hip Hop News. Another episode, Tuesday episode, Wednesday.
Yeah.
It's Wednesday, right?
Yeah, it's Wednesday.
Wednesday episode of the Uncensored Truth Podcast. Oh, God, what it do? My brother, what's good with you?
Man, we just sitting here chilling today, man. We got a powerful interview that's going to be coming up next with Brother Trev from Plug to Plug.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Has his own business. We're going to really have some real good boss talk with him. Also, man, excited to announce that we had our first meeting about to launch our mentorship program.
Yeah,
you know, October 26th to 27th, we'll be doing the Uncensored Truth Podcast live at Caroline's for our big bro TK Kirkland's album release party, Gangsta Conversation. That's gonna be real powerful. So go to carolines.com for more information. And just, you know what I mean, doing the damn thing, man, working, building, and just happy to be here, man. This is my therapy, man. So definitely, what's good with you though, Sam, man?
That's a fact, man. We chilling, man. Like you said, we got the Caroline's October 26th, October 27th with our brother TK Kirkland. We had the mentorship program that you snuck in there, man. Y'all stay tuned for further details in that. That should be dropping Monday. And like we said, we should get more details on that probably throughout this podcast. We got the hats, we got promotions galore.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We got the dopest podcast on the internet right now. Yeah. Outside of our man Joe Budden. Shout out to Joe. Doing big things. You know what I mean? We'll talk about Joe in a second. But yeah, let's get to the show, man. Let's get it rocking.
Yes, sir. But you are tuned into the Uncensored Truth Podcast. Everybody listen to me. Please ask two things. Please hit that like button and make sure that you share this video. And welcome to all people that's listening on SoundCloud. We want to say a peace to you and hope that you enjoy the content. We're going to jump right into this, Sam, man. And we know about Eminem's kamikaze. We know about him dissing mad people, Machine Gun Kelly firing back, at Eminem. But we all been kind of waiting on Joe Budden's response. So we did sit down on his podcast. I think it was yesterday where they released it, and he spoke about Eminem dissing him. So Sam, man, I'll turn it over to you.
Well, he dropped clips. Clips. I think the official broadcast comes out tomorrow, but he's definitely layered this right for the people to get on top of their feet and get started. You said on the live stream that Joe Budden had to come out with bars. He had to come out lyrically in response to Eminem. And I didn't say anything, but I kind of disagreed with you on that. And I think Joe Budden's response may kind of validate my point. Let's hear what he had to say, and then we'll get into it.
Newsflash M. I heard the album. And because I think you don't really know all the members that were in the group, I don't really think you know our history. Let me tell you what Joe Budden has thought this entire time. I've been better than you this entire fucking decade. Huh? Can't say that back then. Can't say that back then. But in my rapper brain, I'm a content nigga. You gotta say something. You have not said anything for the better part of a whole fucking decade. That's true. You have rhymed a bunch of words. Hey, there was a moment in time where a jawline, Everlast, it stung you a little bit. And Everlast had the smoke. I know you don't know about me. You better go check my fucking car for me. You better go ask some niggas that's close to you. I live for this type of shit. And all of that rappity rap, lyrical miracle bullshit. Any nigga who want it like that, to think they want it with me, I don't think you would fare well. I also think it's really corny when retired niggas pop shit about what they woulda, coulda, woulda done. So, I feel like I'm in control of the rules here, and I'm backed now. You're not so much.
Now, that's all he dropped. Okay.
Woo.
Yeah, man. He came.
Damn.
What's your thoughts?
That's my first time actually hearing it, people.
Yeah, I asked you.
You know, yeah. You was like, you want to hear it pre? I'm like, nah, I want to hear it when it's fresh.
Right.
I'm loving it. Now, you know, I mean, in this day and age, man, I guess, you know, with somebody like Joe Budden, as much as I would want to hear him, you know, do it on wax, and maybe he still might do it on wax. I mean, I don't know, you know, but he lit his ass up. he lit him up with truth, with facts. You know what I mean? In my opinion, Eminem has been one of the most overrated rappers. You know, not to take anything away from him, but you know, definitely. And then it was, I forget the guy's name, but it was like another rapper, and somebody actually sent me this video. Shout out to my man who sent me the video a few months ago. It was Eminem against this other rapper, and the other rapper, you probably remember his name, but people in the comment section will. He was like destroying Eminem, like, you know, word for word, and his style was similar, but he was better, and he never really got that recognition. You know what I mean, for whatever reason. So yeah, man, I'm excited to hear the rest of this. Shout out to Joe Budden, you know, in his podcast. It's crazy, man.
It goes to show you though, because like you talked about in the live broadcasting, you thought that rendered a response, and he needed to come back with bars. But in my thinking, I'm like, now we're in a different kind of day and age. Joe Budden goes on that podcast where there's millions of people watching, and he lights him up the way Joe lights him up. And like he said, it's a different kind of playing field. He's on his terms now. You can sit there and listen to the music, but I can light your ass up directly, non-stop, right in your face all day long for hours if I want to. I have an open platform. Be careful.
Get millions of views doing it, just like a song would get.
Be careful. So it's like this chess game. It's like, well, whoa, does Eminem want to play this game with Joe? And it was so funny how he did it, because he, like you said, he went at his throat, said he couldn't mess with him lyrically. Now let's talk about that real quick. Let's break this brief conversation down as best we can. Do you think in a rap freestyle that Joe, who's winning that?
A freestyle head to head now?
Like bar for bar, freestyle head to head. I'm talking URL.
Oh, Joe Budden is beating him now. And maybe back in the day when Eminem was in his prime a little bit more, it would have been a little different. But Joe Budden is, you know, he's not too that far removed. You know what I mean? For getting in the ring, I think Joe Budden's, you know, you can't sleep on Joe. Shout out to Jersey, man. We got to give a shout out to our Jersey, you know, comrade Joe Budden's on that one, man. You cannot sleep on a brother. You saw what he did to Jay-Z back in the day. I'm just gonna be quiet on that one, but yeah.
I mean, Joe Budden could definitely, he can rap. Joe Budden could do his thing. He doesn't get the recognition he deserves, because I don't think a lot of people connect with him, with his personality. But we Jersey all day, and we salute Joe. I think it would be a great battle. I think the fact that he can kind of,
who you think will win?
Tease at it, it would be a good one.
Who you think will win though?
Who do I think will win between
like right
Joe
now, Joe and Eminem? Even though we know it never happened face to face, they even talk about on wax if they started going back on wax. If you don't want to answer that one.
No. We're gonna go bar for bar.
Okay.
I don't fuck the music. We're gonna go. I want to hear bars.
Word.
When it comes to them two. I'd give Joe a close one.
Right.
I'd give Joe a close one. I think he may go and hit him and get him first round. Eminem's coming back second round, and the third round they're going. I think that
it'd be great.
It would be great. It'd be fucking great. Yeah. And I think no one can deny that. Eminem's getting a lot of slack. I mean, you heard him early on in the game. How he was the hungry young lion, how he was coming at people and he gained his respect, but then he started sitting in the seat of Shade 4-5, started getting ownership, started having his slaughterhouse and things like that. And he's getting a lot of criticism when it comes to his business aspect of this music game. You heard Machine Gun Kelly. You didn't hear the freestyle yet, but a lot of his gripe was that Shady's kind of blocking him away from Shade 4-5. He can't get on Our Man Sway in the Morning. He can't get on certain avenues when it comes to that avenue of listeners, because Shady is completely is against it. He said that Paul Rosenberg was in a real big seat and shelving him because of Eminem. So it seems like Eminem, when it comes to certain business moves within the music games, gets criticized. And
is Eminem your top 10
of rappers?
Yeah. There's something that's told me the others. Ask him that.
When I dig into it, probably.
He's better than Andre 3000?
Hell no.
Okay.
He put Andre in his top 5. Outkast, Jada, Corrupt, Nas, and
yeah. Right.
So, I don't think he would even admit the fact that he was.
What do you think that Joe Budden has in store? That was a short clip. Do you think Joe Budden is going to continue to like not rant, but go in truthfully the whole show? Yeah, you know, for about another 20, 30 minutes, probably, right?
Probably about an hour. Good hour. Yeah. It's a 2-hour podcast. He's about to go in. He's about to have fun. And it's funny. And I don't want to hate on his side pieces, his side parts and Pauls. But what do they do?
Wow.
Yeah, I'm throwing shots.
Whew.
I got chips on my shoulders, man. And I'm not trying to. And shout out to the people who are watching us on SoundCloud. What's the new joint we got up right now that people are exclusively watching on if they paid for the subscription?
Patreon will be
Patreon.
Up.
Shout out to the people on Patreon who will be exclusively watching this. And we'll probably drop it on our podcast as well, because it's no fair. Just the Unsaid the Truth podcast for a reason. But he was on the Breakfast Club, Joe Budden. He talked about him and Charlamagne were jabbing back and forth about their podcast, Brilliant Idiots.
Talk about it.
Joe Budden podcast. And they
right.
had the conversation on whether or not their counterparts can do it without the other.
Whew.
And Joe Budden emphatically said no.
Wow.
Rory and the other guy couldn't do it. And then Charlamagne said, no, probably not. Him and the other guy couldn't do it. So this made me beg the question, since we do podcast. I know we're young in the game. We don't have our stripes. And people don't know us. And we just got to get going. But the question has to be asked.
Right.
When you look at my man across from me, my brother, Oh God, and he's sitting on a platform with over 350,000 subscribers. And you're sitting here, you look at me, and I'm at a platform with over 126,000 subscribers.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think anybody could argue the fact that you or I could do this shit on our own, because we have proven it. But it's so much better when we tag team.
Oh, man. Yeah.
Oh, man.
Tag it in.
Fuck your ass up fresh any time of the day. So what's up, man?
Yeah.
Let's talk about this. What's up with the counterparts? What's up with do they need to step their game up?
I mean, to me, I look at it like sometimes you have different groups, like, singing R&B groups back in the day, where you had like somebody who was like a lead singer, but the other ones complimented well. They compliment, the brother well. It doesn't mean that just because I wouldn't, discount them. No, I wouldn't discount just because one or the other could, because it's almost like the dream team thing. Like, we do our thing together. You got Academics and Joe Buttons. They could do their separate thing. When they came together, it was dope too. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? But it's like every podcast is not going to be structured like that. Some people make the magic when they come together. Some people could do it separately. I mean, that is what it is.
Okay. We'll leave it at that for the moment, for the brief moment, though, because we're gonna take this onion and peel it layer by layer, and this will be dropped. I don't know if he's dropping it on Hip Hop News.
Why not?
It will be dropped on Viral Hip Hop News, because we got multiple streams to get at your ass. Pause over here, man. That was a fun segment. I just wanted to throw a couple shots.
Nah, that's dope, man. You have listened to the Uncensored Truth podcast with your brother, Oh God and Sam, man. Everybody listening, please do us two favors. Hit that like button and make sure that you share this video. Sam, I want to talk about this one right here, man. This one I just seen by way of xxlmag.com. Beats by Dre named the official headphone of the NBA. Now they go on to say Beats has revolutionized the music industry and has become one of the most innovative, and culturally influential brands in the world. NBA commissioner album. Let me go back and let me do that again. Beats revolutionized the music industry and has become one of the most innovative and culturally influential brands in the world. NBA Commissioner Adam Silver said via press release, through our partnership, we have an exciting opportunity to merge sports, pop culture, and technology to deliver unparalleled experiences and premium products to our fans. Yeah, man. So what do you think about Beats headphones? And we don't even got Beats on now, but shout out to Sign Hesser. I hope I'm saying that right. Beats headphone becoming, I'm tongue tied today. The official headphone brand of the NBA. What do you think about that, Sam? Man?
I think it's a great business move. It's like Nike. I think it's a great business move. When you think of who is in the forefront of Beats, you think of Dre, you think of the producer, you think of NWA, you think about Eminem, you think about hip hop. When they say it's culturally motivated, the culture, the first thing I think about is black folk. You know what I'm saying? So if it's moving the culture in a league that's predominantly black in front of eyes that are predominantly watching black, it makes perfect sense to kind of combine all three. Put Beats on your NBA players, throw Beats on the commercials, have them on all NBA games so everyone can flock to go buy Beats. It makes perfect sense.
For me, man, I'm not going to beat up Beats too bad, but I've had my fair share of experiences with Beats headphones. I've been telling you about it. He was like, nah, it never happened to me. But I've been through a lot of them. It's going to keep it like that. But I'm not trying to ruin their campaign here or anything. So, but I'm just, that's my personal experience with Beats.
I mean, you're a consumer.
Right.
You have a right to talk about the thing you consume. You know what I mean? And I've had Beats. I got the training joints, the little buds, and I have the big joints, and I've never had a problem with them. I've never had, but I've heard countless times, especially when it comes to the earbud joints. In a year, they're going out. They're done.
One side of the
consumer report after another. You go to Target, Best Buy, all that shit. It comes up, and I was fearful of mine. Kind of like you said, we ain't trying to drag Beats because I have them. I like them.
Right.
But there is a knock on them, so they just manufacturer. They got to get in with the times, because you got headphones like we have. When you got Bose, when you have competition out there, the quality is better. It's only so much you're going to be able to do. I mean, Papa John's was on top of NFL, but people started tasting that bullshit, knew it was bullshit eventually too.
Damn. But you're listening to the Uncensored Truth podcast. I can still throw the endorsement though, Beats. Or any other headphone company you want to mess with us. We rocking these now. So, and Shure microphone. But anyway, you listen to the Uncensored Truth podcast with your brother, Oh God, and Sam, man, we're going all the way in today. We got a dope interview about to happen momentarily. Can't wait to get into that. But while you're listening, please hit the like button and make sure that you share this video. Sam, man, what else you got over there for us?
Oh God, Kanye West. Now he's been,
I've seen that.
You know what I mean, in the news recently, doing his thing, but he's definitely been on the forefront of talking to Drake. Now Drake has been very offensive, I should say, in his tour, going at Kanye West. You know what I mean, very, very aggressively upset, thinking that he was the person to kind of tip Pusha T off as far as the child and the whole story of Budden, how we all seen that unravel. Kanye West has been on his Twitter, you know what I mean, sending great energy, I quote, toward Drake, sending good energy and love to Drake, family, and crew. I haven't seen the show in person, but the images look incredible online. I understand where the confusion started. He goes further. Let me start by apologizing for stepping on your release date in the first place. We were building a bond and working on music together, including squashing the issues with Cudi at our office. When I put the dates up, I was a bit ramped up, 25 tweets a day. TMZ happened shortly after. I have to hop on the plane now. We'll type more when I land. Plane taxiing for takeoff. Because we spoke about doing Lift Yourself together, I should have given you the opportunity for us to do this together before I released it. Since we were building as friends and brothers, I should have spoken to Pusha about the Quentin Miller bar. There should have been no songs with involvement that had any negative energy towards you. I never listened to either diss track that followed, but I did hear quotes from both songs after they released. I did not have any conversations about your child with Pusha. I don't play with the idea of people's children after I spoke to Wiz a few years earlier. This is all Jedi level. I will be coming to your show within the next 7 days to give you love and be inspired by the art you have created. Oh God, he's snickering and shit. So let's talk about it.
Nah, because I can hear Kanye's voice and shit. Like as you're reading it, him just, with his little Chicago accent and shit. You know what I mean? Explaining that, and I'm like, man, just shut up. I get it. He's probably emotional. He's probably having a moment. He want to get stuff out or whatever. But it's just just let it go at this point, man. You know what I mean? Just let it go.
You don't think he should let bygones be bygones? I mean, just if Drake is gonna be in his feelings, just let him. Is that what you're saying? Hit him up on the private. You know what I mean? Don't hit it up on Twitter. So everybody say, hit him up on private. Like, yo, man, this is what happened. Boom, boom, boom. Come out before the world and say, look, we squashed our shit. We good. This is how Kanye do, though.
Yeah, I know.
He's out in the open like this. This is a weird Kanye. Do you think he's doing this because Drake knows something and he has something out there that he doesn't want Drake to drop? Is he trying to play damage control right now, or do you think this is genuine?
I think it's genuine. I think it's just Kanye being Kanye. I don't think, first of all, if Drake has anything, I don't think he's going to drop it at this point. I think he would have already done it. Yeah. You know what I mean? It's already kind of, he already kind of got smashed up by Pusha T at this point. So, yeah, I mean, it's almost like dropping a bomb now. Ain't nobody there to even feel the effect now. Maybe. Everybody done left. So, yeah, man, it's just crazy. When I was watching it earlier, I was like, wow, Kanye's a wild dude for this shit.
Yeah, he's going in, man. He's really.
Do you think he's mentally disturbed or mentally ill? Because, we had a few conversations on our podcast, and other people seem to think that Kanye West shouldn't even be speaking, because he's mentally ill. Because even the brother we had, even Dame Dash pretty much said the brother, I don't want to misquote him, but he was saying something along the lines of this guy's admitted he's on medication, so we really can't, the media is pretty much gonna twist anything he said at this point.
Nah, I think that's not a fair comment to make. I think we can learn from something that everybody says. And Kanye, although he may say some stuff that is off the wall to our thinking, maybe we need to change our way of thinking for a second, to step in that brother's shoes and kind of try to understand it. I think the media has a way of spinning things to kind of control you and program you. And we are all in some way, shape, or form, no matter how much we admit it, influenced and programmed by the media. So they know how to get you. They know how to spin it. They know how to word it. Like the 400 years slavery was a choice comment. Definitely well spun throughout the media. He didn't help the situation by not really kind of fixing that comment right where it stood, as opposed to letting people run with it. You see your Van Lathan, who gets a lot of credit. Red Pill Podcast gets a lot of credit. I could say my things about that comment. I could say my criticisms about that whole situation because he danced on TMZ, but we'll get into that.
Yes, sir.
You know what I mean? But I think that we have a lot to learn from a genius that is Kanye West. We can all kind of, and if you do feel as though what he's saying is nonsense, I think we all have the power as people to turn him off and not listen. Or shame on you for listening. If you think he's nonsense, don't listen. But you sitting here commenting, you sitting here throwing shade, you so influenced by this brother, who's dumber, you or him? He ain't listening to you, but you listening to him.
I think that, I agree. I think that's pretty much well said. But you're listening to the Uncensored Truth Podcast with your brother, Old God and Sandman. We're going all the way in today. We want to ask everybody who is watching, please hit the like button to make sure that you share this video, and welcome and peace to people who are listening on SoundCloud. We do appreciate it. Sandman, I want to talk about the Migos.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I seen this. And Quavo went on Instagram, and I'll put the picture up on the screen for y'all to see it. And he pretty much announced that he'll be dropping a solo album later on this month. You know what I mean? So he's poised to drop, his solo album. What do you think about that? Because we were just talking earlier about how the Migos are such a great group together, but can rock out and been doing their thing, individually. Yeah, what do you think about it? Then I want to ask you another question about the Migos. What do you think about Quavo, doing the solo thing?
I think it's extremely dope. I think shout out to the whole Migos camp crew for allowing him to go out here and express himself creatively the way he wants to. You know what I mean? He has Honcho, he has the beats, he production he does, he has his own lane. They all have done very well in marketing and promoting themselves as separate brands to be able to do these things, and are so collectively in tune together to where no ego gets in front of the other, to where they can go and do these things and still win. Right. There's nothing. I firmly believe that Quavo's album, that Offset and Takeoff are getting a piece of that as well. There's no doubt. You know what I mean? There's no doubt in my mind that them two brothers are winning off that album, just like that if Offset dropped it or Takeoff dropped it, that them the two others would win off that. There's no doubt in my mind. They're Southern Atlanta raised rappers, Atlanta business raised men. They doing it the right way. I promise you that. They got the tutelage of Atlanta under them and how to really build independently, build a business. They're going to be smart about their money and make sure that they circulate it throughout each other. And Quavo being the person and the brand that he is, about to sell numbers. Do
you think at some point, because as the article says on Hot New Hip Hop, it's pretty much like saying, like, is he poised to be Beyonce of the group? And we all seen how, most of your groups, I'm not trying to plant any seeds or anything. I'm just keeping it a buck. Most of your groups, and one person has a lot of success, they kind of, split. And when they say, you know what, we had a lot of success together as Destiny's Child and other groups, but by myself, man, I'm liking the way this bag is looking, because it is what it is. You got to split the bag. I'm not sure exactly how that pay structure goes, but by yourself, I mean, you can see a lot of the money as well. So what do you think about, do you think that this is the beginning of the end of the Migos?
Never. Different age.
Right.
Destiny's Child, when Beyonce started going, they were under a label. They had, there was a structure, there was artist development. They kind of molded that for Beyonce to do exactly what she did. I'll give you another example, like your NSYNC, Justin Timberlake, a different kind of genre, a pop genre. They molded and gave that group artist development, but always knew on the back end Justin Timberlake was going to go and take off and do his thing and do what he do. Right. You know what I mean? There was a structure behind that. When you see Amigos who grew up together, you know what I mean, independently bred, they have a business structure in mixed with the 2018 age of social media, where they can all separately brand themselves individually. So none of them can technically fall off. If the Migos would break up today, they would all be good. But with social media and everything in your face, they would have to answer those questions. And who wants to answer that? I don't think there's dissension at all within the Migos. Whereas the Destiny's Child, when they broke up, or NSYNC, or wherever the other groups were, they didn't have to get in front of the answer and the hard questions, or sit there and have millions of people right here at your fingertip to be able to flash your phone the way it is. It was magazine or radio. If you ain't want to go on either one of them, you were a ghost.
Right.
So it's a different day, different wave, different age. I think the Migos are just fine. I think they're about to be stronger for this. I wouldn't be surprised, like I said, if you see Takeoff or Offset coming out with album soon. I wouldn't be surprised if you see an Offset Cardi B album come out. I'm saying this here first.
Yeah,
exactly. So
get that money.
Get that money, and it's coming. So yeah, shout out to the Migos, man. They doing it right.
Yes, sir. But you are listening to the Uncensored Truth podcast with your brother Old God and Sandman. Please do me a favor, everybody listening, hit that like button and make sure that you share this video. We do appreciate that in advance. Sandman, if you don't have anything else over there, man, we can get to our second part, which is the interview.
Yeah, man, he just gave me a text. He'll be here within the next 5 minutes or so. So he should be strolling in any second. I think that's all I got on here. Oh, no, you know what? Matter of fact, I do got one more quick one before we get out of here. I don't know if you've seen it on IG yesterday, but my man Mike Epps, shout out to Mike Epps, took a picture next to Richard Pryor. I'm going to show you this picture right now, looking just like him. You know what I mean?
Wow.
No, we all know that there were rumors going on about this movie forever. We'll drop that on the screen.
Right.
There's rumors about this movie going on forever. I'm a comedian, just fanatic.
Yeah.
Grew up loving Richard Pryor, Red Fox, Eddie Murphy. The list goes on and on and on. So when I found out about this movie, I was excited. You heard Nick Cannon auditioning for the role, Marlon Wayans, but I think everyone around knew Mike Epps was just born and raised for this role. He talked about it in his book. He talked about it numerous occasions, and it looks like it's finally happening. Real quick before we get out of here to our interview, what are your thoughts? Can't wait to see the movie. What do you think about Mike Epps playing it?
I think it's dope, man. I think Mike Epps is the guy for the job. I mean, that picture, as I can see, as I've seen on the screen, man, looks like man. I think he can definitely, embody that. Now, any word on what is he doing since Richard Pryor is no longer here? Like, who is he like? Is he going to sit with the family or anything like that?
He's had multiple conversations with Richard. He's been around Richard Pryor a lot prior to his death.
Okay.
So he's had years and years to kind of be around him now. Granted, Richard Pryor was further in his health. He was real bad off. He really wasn't talking to us, but he had that energy around him. Mm-hmm. He talked about and reflected about a story where I think somebody farted or somebody did something crazy in the room, and Mike Epps made a joke and made Richard Pryor laugh, and that was the first time he laughed in forever because his family never heard him laugh in years or months or something like that. So the fact that he gained a reaction, you can only imagine that kind of energy. We can talk about our grandfather later on in his health, how he wasn't there physically, how he couldn't talk, but physically he was strong as an ox. You know what I mean? That it was still there. So that energy was there. I think that he can embrace that. Now, Richard Pryor, this is going to be a hell of a role. That brother been through some shit. He had his drug addiction. You know what I mean? He dabbled in sexuality. Yeah. You know what I mean? Had his struggles with childhood. Mike Epps has his own story with drug abuse and things like that he attested to in his book. This should be dope, man. Yeah. This would be dope. I would love to have Mike Epps on the podcast to talk about this. You know what I mean? Shout out to Mike, wherever you are, man. Hopefully you get to watch this because this is we're looking forward to this movie, man, for sure.
Yes, sir. But you have listened to another episode of the Uncensored Truth podcast. Everybody, we want to just give quick shouts out. Shout out to our brother TK Kirkland. We'll be at Caroline's October 26th and 27th doing our podcast live in the building. Please go to carolines.com for more information. And pretty much that's all I got, bro. Sandman, I'll give you the microphone.
Nah, that's all I got too, man. Shout out to everyone watching on SoundCloud, Patreon, YouTube, wherever you're watching the Uncensored Truth podcast. We appreciate each and every one of y'all. We got Trev from Plug to Plug LLC coming in the building momentarily.
Yes.
Y'all make sure y'all see the links in the description box for these interviews. Go check him out, his online store. Just to give you a little backstory on him, he sells electronics, buy, sell, and trade electronics from iPhones, iPods, Mac computers, Samsung computers, you name it. As far as electronics, he has what you need. Great person, great business mind, does a lot for his community. This should be a very, very dope interview, preceding a lot of the great interviews we had on the Uncensored True podcast. Recently, brother Kansu, brother Darren. You had your brother who we have on Israel Doctrine, was in the building. We have another number of dope interviews lined up, man. It should be awesome, man. We're building something great over here.
Yes, can't wait, man. But all right, man, we'll be back momentarily.
Peace.
Hey, yo, check this out. We got a real great service provided for you right now. If you're a serious artist looking to perfect your craft, get your music out there in front of millions and millions of views, then look no further than right here. Hip Hop News, Uncensored, Viral Hip Hop News, and the Uncensored True podcast are now running specials to promote your product. If you're serious about promoting your product on YouTube, email me right here at dlsmediainc1@gmail.com, or my brother OGod at hiphopun.com for further information. If you're serious about your craft, very affordable pricing. Let's go. Wait no further. Look into it right now. Email's in the description box. Hit us up. You already know.